Hey guys, it's American Games here. I'm back with another Guts and Black Powder tutorial video, and today we are going to be looking at the new Cuirassier update. In this update, we were given a new class, which is the Cavalry. And in the Cavalry, which you can unlock the Cuirassier for 1,000 francs. Is the Cuirassier, and it's not in all of them. It's not in all of the things. The Cuirassier is not in all of the classes, but it is still a really good class to have, in my opinion. Now we're gonna go into an overview on the Cuirassier class, and then we're also gonna go into an overview on the Cuirassier zombie. All right. Now, the first thing you should know is that the Cuirassier has a limited amount of things. Now, I'm going to be a Cuirassier class, and we're going to look at the officer, because I have a lance for the infantry. But actually, I think they'll just spawn one. /give. Okay, so this is bugged. Well, normally what there would be is like a little counter on the side of your screen which would say 10. And if you shot it, it wouldn't go down yet, right? But when you reload, it would go down to 9, which means you have a limited amount of shots before you eventually run out. Now this may be a problem, but there is a simple way to fix it, and that is by finding one of these. These things are your best friend when you're a Cuirassier. If you find one of these and you're at a low amount of ammo, like you would in any other gun game, because there's not infinite ammo in a lot of gun games, you would press E to take the supplies from this box right here, and you would automatically go back to 10. Now we're going to do an overview on the reload speed. Alright? Yeah, we're gonna do a thing on the reload speed, and yeah. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to /force map test zone. And also, if anyone wanting to know how to do the test zone map, you have to create a private server, which is free on Guts and Black Powder, and you have to type this specific command. So that's knocked out. Now, what you're gonna want to do is I'm gonna do this, and we're just gonna patiently wait. And while we wait, I can give you a little bit more of an overview. The cavalry thing gives you it gives you more slower reload. It gives you slower top speed, but it gives you very good armor. So basically, if you have a gun, it gives you slow reload, and you have like a limited amount of the amount of stuff you have. Now you can see I'm a Cuirassier, right? Look at that. Of course. You can see over here that there's the number 10. Now, just gonna summon a normal zombie real quick. Now you can see that the number has not gone down yet, because 10 is the number of pellets you have in your inventory. It doesn't count the pellets in the gun. So when I reload, you can see that it's a slower reload than usual. And that's something that you have to sacrifice along with the limited amount of ammo. Boom, you see? It becomes 9. Now that's an overview of the gun and the health mechanic. Now we're gonna look. Now, just like I said before, if you want to redo your canisters, your ammunition supply, if you want to regenerate it, you may have looked it up and you may have not found a single thing explaining how to regenerate your ammunition. But I'm here to help. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to this box right here and grab supplies. Boom. It goes all the way back up to 10. And also in endless maps, you just get like infinite ammo because every single wave you go back to 10 ammo. So don't worry about the Cuirassier and the ammo in endless. You'll be fine. You just gotta limit your shots. Now, alright. Now the other thing we're going to be covering is the one and only Cuirassier zombie. Now, this segment will show you how to dodge a Cuirassier zombie. Actually, no, I'll show you how to summon and dodge. So to summon a Cuirassier zombie, considering the fact that there's no summon Cuirassier on these, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to text /summon or spawn Cuirassier. And you're going to want to make sure to spell it like this or else it's not going to write out the command. And you just have to hover your mouse over where you want it to be, where you want it to spawn. Like, let's say I wanted to spawn at this line. I press enter. It spawned at the line. Now, this is how you dodge. You can see it's charging at me. Just move out. Look. It'll alert you with that roar that it always does, and it will do that. But if it impales you, or it charges into you, then it'll do a couple of your health. Now, fighting the Cuirassier is an extremely difficult task if you don't have anything on you. If you don't have a gun on you, it's practically... It's not impossible, but it's a very hard thing to do. I wouldn't recommend fighting one without, proper gear. Now, to fight one, if you have a melee, all you have to do is aim for the arms or legs. But that's going to be hard to do again because while it's charging at you, it can deal damage, and plus it can step back. It's basically like you're battling another player, and you can't. And sometimes it can even thing your attacks too. It can even. It's basically like you're fencing. It can block your attacks with its sword, and plus you can't hit it in the face or in the torso because those are protected by armor. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to hit the legs or the thing. You're gonna want to hit the legs or you're gonna want to hit the arm. Now, when you hit the legs or arm, it only does a portion of what the actual the weapon that you're wielding only does a portion of the damage that it usually does to regular zombies. And this is because the Cuirassier has and also considering the fact that the Cuirassier has 200 health, it's going to be very hard to fight it, also considering the fact that it is very powerful with its swings. But if you have a gun, then all you gotta do is shoot it in the head. But if you shoot it in the torso, let me show you what happens if you shoot it in the torso. Now let's put it over here. Now I'm gonna dodge. Now, if you shoot it, let me just back away from this thing because it's just gonna keep shooting at me until I reload, and I don't have much health, which makes it even worse. So when you're shooting at the Cuirassier, you're gonna want to aim for the head, because look at what happens when I aim for the torso. It deflects. It's metal armor, so it will not be useful against the Cuirassier. But if you aim for its head or its legs, it will damage it, just like any other zombie. But it will also hit some of the torso, which will still make it not that good. I'd rather just shoot it in the head. And you also gotta shoot it dead on in the head, because if you just shoot it at the helmet, it's gonna deflect. Look at this. I'm gonna shoot it. See? Dead. Done. You shoot it in the head, it's done. Just like any other zombie, like the sapper. Let's say I have a sapper. Look, it's gonna be the same exact thing. Let me just reload while this poor guy tries to kill me, not knowing that he's about to be dead in a second. Look, if I shoot any zombie in the head, they're dead. And that's basically what you gotta do with the Cuirassier if you have a gun. And the next thing you need to know about is dodging the Cuirassier, which I already explained. Why am I even saying that? The Cuirassier zombie can deal a lot of damage, and it can also impale you if you don't have the right equipment, like the Cuirassier class. That's why I think I'm just reading this off memory. But I think since you're a Cuirassier, it can't pierce you. But if you don't have armor, I think when it runs into you, it can pierce you. But usually when it runs into you, look, if it gets into me, it basically just knocks me down. Let me just kill this thing that doesn't know it's about to die in a second. You can easily avoid the attacks by going in circles until you reload and then walk, but I missed. So while you reload, you can go in circles, but it's gonna be hard since these things are really good at fencing. I don't know what the developers put, what kind of AI, but they are really good at it. It's basically like fighting another player. And basically, yeah, that's everything to know about the Cuirassier class, other than the fact that you're slower when you walk, and you don't get impaled by a Cuirassier zombie when they run into you, because you have metal armor on. And other than that, other than the reload speed being slow, your walking being slow, having protective armor, the Cuirassier class not being able to impale you because you have armor, and also considering the fact that I will also okay, let me just tell you also what the best combo in my opinion is. In my opinion, the best combo for a officer is the brass pistol, and of course the officer saber. You need that. That's like a crucial thing to have if you want to use the charge. That's something I think that's the best for the officer. But for the musician, you can use any fife or any instrument you want. But I would use I think you can only really use saber, right? You can only really use saber when you're a musician, yeah. So just pick any instrument you want, it doesn't matter. But for the trooper, this is where it gets a little more complicated. Usually what they would say in the game is that the carbine and the heavy saber is the best combo. But in my opinion, if you're not looking for a gun, and since you don't like the thing, And since you don't like, if you don't like the gun, then you can just go as a trooper and choose a pikeman class. You're gonna want to get a heavy saber and a lance, and this is why. You get a very long ranged melee. It's 2 hits and they're done. Sometimes it can even be 1, but it's very weak against close encounters. That's why you have this heavy saber. And the lance, when there's a bayonet charge, it insta-kills, which I don't recommend you running into a runner. That's just going to be stupid. But other than that, I think we've pretty much covered everything for this. Now I'm just going to real quick show you every single one of them, just so you get an idea of what they look like. So this is the musician. This is for Sweden, since these ones don't have it. This is for Russia. This is what they look like. For Prussia, this is what they look like. For Austria, this is what they look like. For the UK, there's no Cuirassiers. And for France, this is what they look like. It's the one I'm actually using right now, which is an officer. Now, other than everything else, I think that's going to conclude today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed me talking about the Cuirassier update in Guts and Black Powder. I will be showing more tutorials later on, and I'll be doing more live streams. But if you want live streams, you already know. Slice that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all soon.